Men and women of the cloth operating unregistered churches and other religious organizations now risk 3 years in prison or a fine of up to 5 million shillings once a bill that is in the Senate becomes law without undergoing any changes. The Senator Danson Mungatana-sponsored bill further proposes a 5-year jail term or a 10 million shilling fine on clergymen and clergywomen or who use force or misrepresentation to recruit or convert members to their religious organizations, as well as men and women of the cloth who use religion to exploit Kenyans financially. Well, NTV's political affairs reporter David Muthoka dives deeper into the Religious Organizations Bill of 2024, whose aim is to prevent a repeat of the Shakahola cult massacre.
It will not be praise and worship as usual in churches and other religious organizations in the country once the Religious Organizations Bill of 2024 that has been tabled in the Senate by Tana River Senator Danson Mungatana becomes law without undergoing changes. The bill is recommending that all churches in the country should be registered at the Office of the Registrar of Religious Organizations, which will be established once the bill becomes law. According to the bill, men and women of the cloth who will not register their religious organizations with the government will have committed an offense and will be liable to a fine of up to 5 million shillings or to imprisonment to a term of up to 3 years or to both. The bill is further proposing stern punishment on members of the clergy who use force, misrepresentation, undue influence or coercion to recruit or convert members to their churches. Clause 34 of the bill states, a person who does so will have committed an offense and will be liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 10 million shillings or to imprisonment to a term not exceeding 5 years or both. Other offenses by men and women of the cloth that will be similarly condemned include offering religious teachings to a child without the consent of their parent or guardian, use of religion to exploit another person financially, and preaching of a religious doctrine that seeks to hurt, harm, or destroy another person. The bill borrows heavily from 2 reports, including a report by the Reverend Mutava Musimi Task Force that reviewed the legal and regulatory framework governing religious institutions in the wake of the Shakahola cult massacre that was masterminded by rogue preacher Paul Mackenzie, and where more than 400 Kenyans lost their lives after fasting to their deaths. The bill also comes amid fears of a rise in other wolf preachers in sheep's clothing in the country. Earlier this week, Meru preacher Daniel Mururu was arrested on accusations of subjecting female congregants into sex orgies and other members into goat blood rituals. David Muthoka, NTV.